Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 3. We will presentation about the result of the identification of important pest design control program. The member of group 3 is me, Muhammad Fahri Hasan, then number 2 is Zaki Razan, then Graciela Nanda, then Safira Tasya, dan Ahmad Rudi Fikri, dan Sandi Setiawan Kertagosa. From the first observation made on Pak Sumanto's rice located in Surengede Village, Kertek District, Wonosobo Regency, within area 1 hectare in Pari 42 and nutrition varieties used from our field survey. There were bacterial leaf plague attack due to high rainfall intensity and false wet pests, but in full control using pesticide without any preventive control, so the cost used in production are quite expensive. Here we try to provide input in controlling this pest and disease. Two major limiting factor in rice cultivation are adverse weather and pest epidemic. Yield loss due to insect pest attack in rice cultivation is considerably high. Among the pest attacking rice, a folder causes much damage between 13 and 60 days after transplanting, and severe bacterial disease epidemic crop losses can be as high as 75%, and millions of hectares of rice are infected every year.
Next is important pest and disease in Mr. Sumanto's rice field is bacterial leaf plague and leaf folder. The first is bacterial leaf plague. Bacterial plague is caused by Xanthomonas oryzae PV oryzae. It causes wilting of seedling and yellowing and drying of leaves. The disease is most likely to develop in areas that have wheat and subspecies of infected plant. It can occur in both tropical and temperate environment, particularly in irrigated and rain-fed plowed areas. In general, the disease favors temperature at 25 until 34 Celsius degrees with relative humidity above 70%. It is commonly observed when strong wind and continuous heavy rain occur, allowing the disease-causing bacteria to easily spread through OZ droplet on lesion of infected plant. Bacterial plague can be severe in susceptible rice variety under high nitrogen fertilization. Next.
Okay, the next is how to identify. First, check for wilting and yellowing of leaves or wilting of seedlings, also called crescent. On seedlings, infected leaves turn grayish, green, and roll up. As the disease progresses, the leaves turn yellow to straw color and wilt, leading whole seedlings to dry up and die. Kersek on seedlings may sometimes be confused with early rice stem borer damage. To distinguish Kersek symptoms from stem borer damage, squeeze the lower end of infected seedlings between the fingers. Kersek symptoms should show yellowish bacterial oils coming out of the cut ends. Unlike plants infested with stem borer, rice plants with Kersek are not easily pulled out from soil. Next. Again, the recombination control program. Methods of controlling rice bacterial blight are limited in effectiveness. Chemical control has been largely ineffective in minimizing bacterial blight because of safety concerns, practicality, and bacterial resistance. Biological control methods, which rarely underuse, of bacterial antagonists of pathogens, disease-causing organisms, can reduce bacterial blight. So there has been limited. The most common method of defending against rice bacterial blight is the cultivation of rice varieties with genus that confer resistance to XOO infection. Next.
So the preventive method that we recommend, the first one is seed treatment with bleaching reduce bacterial blight. Also spray fresh cow dung extract for the control of bacterial blight. Dissolve 20 gram cow dung in 1 liter of water, allowed to settle and sieve. Use supernatant liquid, starting from initial appearance of the disease and another at fortnightly interval. The second method is cultural method. Use growth-tolerant varieties and secure disease-free seed, balance fertilization, avoid excess nitrogen application, skip nitrogen application at fruiting if disease is moderate, destruction of weeds and collateral hosts, avoid flow of water from affected fields, and maintain proper plant spacing.
Next is leaf folder or Cnepalocrosis medinalis. Leaf caterpillars fold a rice leaf around themselves and attach the leaf margins together with silk strands. They fit inside the folded leaf, creating longitudinal, wet, and transparent streaks on the blade. Rice leafholders occurs in all rice environments and are more abundant during the rainy season. Now, how to identify? Check the plants for the following symptoms. First, longitudinal and transparent with streak on demic leaves, tubular folders leaf tips sometimes fastened to the basal part of leaf. Heavily infested fields appear scored with many folded leaves. Also check for the presence of insects, particularly during the tillering to flowering.
Okay, the next one is the recommendation control program. Due to our result of observation on the Pak Sumanto site field in Suragede village, we give some suggestions, and the first one is using resistant varieties. To know the varieties that are available in the Pak Suranto's area, he can contact the local agriculture office for an up-to-date list of available varieties. The second one is reduce density of planting. Split the fertilizer application during the growing season and apply nitrogenous fertilizer judiciously. The next one, remove grassy weeds to prevent the build-up of rice leaf folders, which act as the alternative host. And the last suggestion is releasing the egg parasitoid of Trichogramma chelonis to reduce the population of leafholder pests. Okay, so that's all from our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.